Zohran for the W. Damn. New York City has elected a Muslim Ugandan socialist named Kwame. On paper, he sounds like an African dictator. Like Tupac would have named one of the outlaws after him. Idi Amin, Gaddafi, Mamdani. He thug life as hell. His middle name is named after Kwame Nkrumah, the liberator of Ghana. He got my vote off that. Freeze the rent, free buses, universal child care. Me and Melanie was just saying it's the most hope we've had in the democratic process since they robbed Bernie. I lost all faith. Remember when Bernie was in the lead by a significant margin and the 5 remaining Democrats all dropped out and endorsed Biden the same day? That was f***ed up. That was like when Bron, Wade, and Chris Bosh all went to the Heat. It was like, yo, you can do that? Democrats, man, they call themselves liberals, but not because they support liberty. They support the silent, apologetic accumulation of massive capital. While Trump and his cronies are more of the smash and grab type. It's like a pickpocket versus stick-up kid. You still getting robbed. Either way it goes. I mean, Nancy Pelosi up 300-400 mil. She had a $7 million day on the stock market this year. What the f*** does she care about universal child care?
Chicago rapper, producer, artist, activist, and icon Vic Mensa.
Here, so I'm like, this is a tame environment, so I would keep it to my words, but I really felt as if people exactly like you sensationalized and made a following off of clowning situations that we go through in real life. And I think, you know, they ain't had no right. You know, you specifically, like, you ain't never have a right. Like, whatever made you feel like you had a space to have a perspective on our people dying on a daily basis? That's a joke to you?
So, when I saw Drill, and you could definitely chime in, when I saw Drill was so hyped up by everyone, I had to give a different perspective of what that was for people to realize that's not cool. And whether you agreed with it, right? And again, you're very close, you're involved in it. Chief Keef didn't like me, Dirk didn't like me. I mean, I think they grew to understand that the content was not just negative. Right?
No, it was clowny. It was just negative, man.
No.
Like, come on, boy.
You don't think it was nothing constructive about it?
There was nothing constructive about it. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I really think you were. There's a video that you put up about a person named Trey 57 making all these jokes. Oh, here's another Chirac Savage. Like, this guy's stupid. He messed with the Grim Reaper. Like, this is not a video game. That's I grew up with, I've known since I was 5 years old. And to see you come on the internet and like with this corny little voice and make jokes about it, like, you know, I was waiting to see you. And it's a couple people waiting to see you.
The same dude who showed how big of a hoe DJ Academics is.
You want me to think you understand because you're kneeling in a dashiki and a kufi on Juneteenth. I cannot feed my child with that, Nancy. Democrats refuse to accept that the people want radical change. That's why many Obama voters went to Trump, because both, for better or for worse, represented radical change. This should show the Democrats. We don't support your wars. We condemn your theft. We want living wages. We are of all races, of all religions. And if you want power back, you will have to concede to the radical youth. To quote one of the most brilliant radical youth of all time, Chairman Fred Hampton, we don't fight fire with fire, we fight fire with water. We don't fight racism with racism, we fight it with solidarity. And we don't fight capitalism with black capitalism. We fight it with socialism.
Is spitting bars not in the booth, but in his backyard. Now let me be clear, he is prone to do this.
New York City has been invaded by ICE. Honestly, they was on everything I hoped Chicago would be. New Yorkers of all races was on their They talk about some, get the f*** out of New York. They had a black dude hemmed up. He was acting like that kid from the Boondocks. He was like, Brooklyn, baby, what? What? Nostradamus, Flatbush, bad boy, baby, what? It sounded like Biggie ad-libs. Like, New York people are so unserious but serious at the same time. And they had an angry mob of black, Latino, Asian, and everything in between running ICE off the block. Because the only way to effectively resist state terrorism is as a proletariat mass, a working class people's movement, and that has to be multiracial. ICE's invasion of Chicago, to me, exposed the severity of the gap between black and brown. They've been f***ing us both up, and we just pointing fingers at each other like the Spider-Man meme. The truth is, we already figured this out. Fred Hampton had the Rainbow Coalition in the 60s, combining the Black Panther Party with the Puerto Rican Young Lords and a poor white group called the Young Patriots to combat police brutality and poverty. CPD, with help from the FBI, assassinated him in his sleep, and here we are 60 years later, forced to relearn what our predecessors already understood, that our common interest is the resistance of our oppressor. A little food for thought.
And by the way, if you want to see and get a feel of the reaction from conservatives and why they are so mad about this, take a look at this next piece of video.
Lena Khan, does that name ring a bell? It'd be the same Lena Khan who declared war on business during her time back during Biden's administration. She was FTC chair. She's now back, worse than ever, according to many, including my co-host here. One of Zohran's first hires, Ms. Khan, has been tapped to join the communists' transition team.
During her much-hated tenure in Washington, D.C., Lena Khan made headlines for blocking dozens of major mergers, arguing, the FTC is the Federal Trade Commission, that these mergers would hurt consumers, stifle competition. Joining us now to chew on this, Steve Moore, Unleash Prosperity co-founder, former Trump economic advisor. Lena Khan is single-handedly the reason that much of Silicon Valley voted for President Trump. They despised her that much.
I just want to speak on Vic for 1 second, okay? He has been so integral to Chicago, and not just musically. It is the effect and impact he has had in raising national awareness of how the city is used as a punching bag by conservatives, how it is continuously brought up over and over and over again as a way to dog whistle to other bigots that this place is so dangerous, it's so terrible. It is not. Not in the slightest. What is dangerous is having a fascist in charge, sending his fascist minions to terrorize communities. That is the real war going on. Let me be clear. For Vic, when I first learned about him and his impact and his music was when Laquan McDonald was shot and killed by Chicago police. And Rahm Emanuel hid the tape in order for himself to continue his career in politics. He was the former mayor of the city. Great city. And Vic put out a song called 16 Shots. I covered what that song was and also the effects on this very channel, which I highly suggest all of you check out. Vic is continuing his career, and he has charities on Twitch. He is hosting sessions where he will collaborate with lesser known artists or even those starting out that are seeking his feedback, which I think is awesome and a great way to use your platform. He has put on music festivals in Ghana where he has family roots, and he is continuing his work in activism. Please, I beg of you, support this dude. And if you want to see a full interview, I had what I view as a fantastic time interviewing him on my independent channel, which can be viewed at youtube.com/@the-Strom-Show. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.